Welcome to the Chris Chan Weekly Update. I am your host GiBi, and this is a show where we explore the ongoing adventures of one Christian Weston Chandler. If there's one thing that the YouTube algorithm loves, it's consistency, which is why this weekly series uploads about every 8 days, sometimes 6 days, but usually not 7 days, and why I have a face cam in the corner dependent solely on what time of day it is outside, and literally nothing else. Speaking of being lazy, it has been 119 days since Chris last begged for money, 553 days since Chris last uploaded pages to meet his paid obligations to the Sonichu comic, and 4,213 days since Chris last applied for a job. If you're one of those people who criticizes this series as just reading Chris Chan's Twitter, then I have news for you. We're going to be reading Chris Chan's Instagram today. Everyone! I have just sensed and experienced a massive event in the dimension merge between both of our universes. As obvious, this is only sensed by the magic, psychic, metaphysical, vibrational, creative, and chronicling types. More bigger changes are approaching in the near future. There are massive shifts in all of this as well. Everyone on this Earth in this universe will all be blessed with the power and presence of not only the majority of original and fictional characters, but also the deities a lot of you have known of, and of who I am allied with. Stay safe and well during these times, and remain open-hearted, open-minded, and highly vibrational. That is all for now, Lightning, Blueheart, Lightning. I don't know what spurred Chris to start posting on Instagram more, but he's actually posted there 3 times in one day back on March 31st. In case you're not caught up to date with all of Chris Chan's shenanigans, he is a very big fan of a group of My Little Pony fans on YouTube that call themselves the Brony Analysts. One of them is MLP Silverquill. Silverquill put out a video called After the Fact, Pinkie Pie the Fool, and Chris decides to comment on it. Hey MLP Silverquill, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but between your own researched insights, wisdoms, and vibes in your voice, and just about how you play it off, you make me smile, think, and laugh. You're fun, Griffin. Once again, Chris is explaining that he believes that all fictional works exist in the fictional universe that Sonichu takes in, so not only does My Little Pony exist there, but so does fan fiction of My Little Pony. To be fair, I get a whole bunch of good vibes from the majority of the Brony Analysts, but counting Silver, Dr. Wolf, Lightning Bliss, Cosmic Keyframe, and Golden Fox 17, and so on. This is why I like you all in addition to your content. I genuinely dig y'all's good vibes. Oh, and Mad Munchkin and Mary Sue, I would feel reminded if I didn't mention either of them in all of this. Maddie gives off genuine and rustic vibes that are just wholesome and fun, and Mary Sue is Mary Sue. Her vibes are her own. Lot of respect for that. I think he means I would feel remiss. I don't know if it's a typo. I don't know if he just doesn't know what that word means. What is it? Oh, it's not Chris. I thought this was Chris for a second. Alright, so let's just talk about Helena for a minute. So, Helena is an artist, and she has created an OC, a Sonichu OC named Pickchu, who is a male Sonichu. That's this little orange one right here. She's also doing a comic called DB Sonichu, Dragon Ball Sonichu, which is also sometimes DB Sonichu. So Helena is quote tweeting her own comic that she posted on her Pickchu account. This is on April 1st. This green one is Nate Cirque. That was Chris's anti-twin rival from the Sonichu comic, and as of right now in the canon, he is dating Pickchu. I am home. Pickchu? What are you doing? Chris Chan is super evil, I can't believe it, please save me! It's probably an April Fool's prank. This was posted on April 1st. And this is supposed to be a smile, but this looks terrifying. I knew it! You didn't. Chris says, yep, I will partly agree with you on that. Plus, all Chris Chan Sonichus, regardless of timeline, universe, or dimension, will recover or bounce back quick enough. The .exe universe's individuals is a nether that sees them not lasting long enough to conquer much outside their home. Yeah, Chris thinks that there's a, the old creepypasta Sonic.exe, he thinks that that's a whole universe of .exe fan games and stories. Yeah, that's great. Plus, I do have self-counterparts that are trickster and fun-loving, like our Pinkie Pie. But that's not the totality of our lineage and group. But, if you do have the .exe counterpart, know they will never last anywhere outside of that universe for very long. Sent back home. Helena's now asking for advice on writing the story, saying, so, how would Pickchu have to solve this issue? The issue being that a .exe Chris Chan is in her world and evil, or his world. I keep forgetting Pickchu's a boy. Have faith in her, Chris Chan. She will protect and defend the inhabitants of her home universe. She'd likely sky uppercut the EXE through a wormhole back to their dimension realm. So I Love KP a lot is a YouTuber that Chris comments under occasionally. So she's writing, sorry to break it this way, but I'm announcing I'm going to discontinue YouTube. We had a good run. Will you miss me? On April 1st. I wonder if this is real. Chris, of course, completely misses this. Don't discontinue your channel! You have a massive amount of fans and people who like you. I like you as a fellow individual with flaws and uncertainty in life. I see you continuing on and doing. What? I see you continuing on and doing. I like hearing your insights, thoughts, and wisdom, and this is from a goddess. Chris, when he realizes it was an April Fool's joke. I knew this was a joke. I was just playing along or else the state of Florida would be invaded by an army of Jigglypuffs. Alright, so I don't think I've seen this before. This person, Bobbles, has created fan comics of Pickchu. This is Weed Sonichu. It's another Sonichu fan account on Twitter. His name is BlazeBob, but because that's the name of an official Sonichu, I'm going to keep calling him Weedchu. So this guy wrote a fan comic of a fan comic of a fan comic. That's just too deep for me to go down. I'm just too deep. Chris says, cute and multidimensional, good stuff. Pickchu posts a comic from their dreams. Oh Lord Chin Chin, please accept the drugs inside this crystal. Oh Chin Chin, what? Oh Chin Chin ga dasuki nandio. It's Japanese. We need chromosomes. I don't get it. Given the translation of that bit of Japanese, probably some Y chromosomes. Apparently this translates to penis or something, which is why Chris said Y chromosome. Chris wishes us all a happy Easter despite the fact that he has denounced Christianity and wants us all to worship him. Alyssa makes some Sonichu and Hatsune Miku fan art, and Chris, ever the one to complain about receiving fan art, writes, cool, but Sonichu stands 3 foot 5 inches tall, not counting the 7-inch long ears. Evil Rick posts this amazingly proportioned picture of Sonichu from Sonichu. That's great. Now, I'm not up on my Hatsune Miku lore, but technically, couldn't she be any size? It was suggested to me that I do a whole deep dive into all of Pickchu's comics so that people who watch my videos can better understand the context behind them. So it seems kind of redundant to go over all of them in the Chris Chan update. You got Smiling Jack and Link from Majora's Mask and Spooky, And Chris says, that's a crazy dream. Chris posts again to Instagram. It's just a close-up of Magi-chan. When I look into the eyes of an original or fictional character, I do not see fiction at all. I see a full living being and individual. I see a friend or lover in few cases. I see a soul amongst coexisting others in our neighboring universe, or as some call there, which is Universe C197, the 5th dimension, as opposed to here, Universe 1218 being the 3rd dimension. Chris obviously doesn't understand what numbering dimensions means. I'm guessing he assumes that it means that you're numbering universes like in Marvel. Like the universe in the main continuity of Marvel is Universe 616. I think Chris is confusing how we number dimensions, like length, width, depth, time. He's confusing that with numbering parallel dimensions. Equestria Daily asks, which of the main ponies is closest to your personality? And Chris says, yeah, I'm definitely close to Twilight Sparkle in not only personality, but also in similar destinies and such. Twilight Sparkle is a bookworm who studies a lot, and is very, very smart and magical. So no. Does Quickville have a democracy, or is it ruled under a dictatorship? And Chris says, democracy on laws, but the goddess's laws supersede the mayor's regardless. Elections are held for the change in mayor. The present mayor of Quickville is Mary Lee Walsh. But she has agreed to not uphold or disturb the peace within the city of Quickville. We work together. So there's a mayor of Quickville that makes the laws, and Quickville's still technically in the state of Virginia, which is still in the United States, but then Chris can make laws as a goddess that everyone has to follow, I guess, because he can just do it. This guy asks how Chris and Twilight Sparkle have the same destiny, and Chris says, "As she became princess of friendship and of the land, I became an interdimensional goddess. Those are obviously the same thing. Being destined for anything of importance means you're equal to anybody else who's destined for great things of importance." That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I agree. A lot of things don't make sense to most. When you don't think about it too much, then it makes sense to most. Meditate on that. We have a sketch of a baby boy Sonichu. So it's a Sonichu bat, and they got plushies. And Chris says, "Daw, now I want a plushie of me." Because of course he does. It's time for another Pickchu comic. We got Sonichu, he's gulping some liquid. That red tape sure is stopping the merge. It's actually a good joke. Chris keeps saying that it's bureaucratic red tape that is stopping the merge from happening. And then he hears someone say, "Hello? Hello? Local hero at your service," but it's Sonic the Hedgehog, and he says, "Sonichu, I need your help." "Sonic, what happened?" And then he's thinking, and he looks sad. "Come with me." "Why?" "Hurry." "All right," and then they zoom, and they go real fast. And Sonichu says, "How long till we get there?" "Come look at this." "Look at what?" And then Sonic kisses Sonichu. Okay. And for the record, he's bisexual. Who's bisexual? Sonichu or Sonic? I don't think Chris can decide that Sonic's bisexual. And if Sonichu is now bisexual, then that's a huge change in canon. That's a big retcon. For the record, Sonichu Prime does not typically drink alcohol. It was a cup of coffee, since the light of the merge didn't let him sleep. Oh, whoops! Actually, I would be staying awake with the magic, lights, and massive energy of the merge myself. I am sensitive to it. My main counter is meditation, melatonin gummies, and patience in order to get a few dreams in. Oh no! No sleep makes you all grumpy the next day. I wake up in the middle of the night for no reason. Do you know why that might be? It's at 5 a.m. my time, 4 a.m. yours. Actually, yeah, about 4 a.m. I would awake, typically, if I don't stay up. With me, though, because my sensitivity spans longer than that 4 to 5 a.m. hour, I have witching hours. Here's some fan art from Hobo Schmemley. They're homeless and they're running for Mayor Quickville. Great, and they drew some fan art. And Chris says, "Little late for that, but cute, though." It's because Mary Lee Walsh is the mayor of Quickville. Some more fan art about Nate Cirque. And that is the end of Chris's Twitter, but we actually have to go back in time a little bit and talk about what most people would probably consider to be the biggest story of the week, and that is that on April 1st, April Fool's Day, the Mad Lad, all of our biggest heroes, Geno Samuel, went and changed the name and thumbnail for all 50-plus episodes of his Chris Chan Comprehensive History series to feature Donald Trump. And Chris did not like this. Chris messages Geno and says, "Hey Geno, quick question. I've just noticed on your videos that the history videos on me have been retitled and fitted with pictures related to Donald Trump. Is this a joke? Especially in regard to April 1 being less than an hour from now with me. In any case, I genuinely, fully feel rather horrified and most offended with this. This is A+ stuff. Geno, you are my hero, and you will always be my hero." You guys gotta remember you gotta remember, Chris is very egotistical, and there's not many people on YouTube who talk about Chris. It's Rogue Internet Man, me, Dylan, Geno, and maybe a couple other people who will bring him up occasionally, like Down the Rabbit Hole. And so it's very easy for Chris to watch all of the content that is about him. So there's sort of this catch-22, where people like me and Geno don't want to interfere with Chris, right? We're not the people who are underneath Chris's tweets telling him to get a job. But at the same time, if we do anything directed at him, like Geno changing all of his thumbnails as part of an April Fool's Day prank, it's going to affect Chris because Chris is going to see it. Everything we do, Chris sees. In my opinion, Geno is a hero for going through with this prank. Because it's not a prank on Chris, it's a prank on his audience. And he has to go through with it, despite the fact that Chris is going to see it. Some fan drove up behind Chris's car and saw that he had recently gotten in an accident and took a picture of it. That's what this is. Somebody asked Chris if his car was okay, and Chris says, "Ah, I see. My van's status, and I as well, have been discovered and observed yet again. I shall share with you the short version of the show so far, and you may relay it to others as you feel well to do. I backed up into the tail end of a big rigs trailer last Sunday, dented the center point of the trunk door, and smashed the rear window. We have been blessed with funds to cover replacing the door at a local body shop. It would be very nice if we were to have a second car in this universe once again. But with credit scores between my mom and I, we would do very well with $20,000 to buy said new or second-hand car of modern up-to-date standards and tech. That is all I will share with you in response to your inquiry, my friend. I am most humbled and grateful for your concern. You have a lovely Easter Sunday, with great blessings that you have earned for yourself in your respective situation. Lots of love." So Chris wants another car, but he can't because his credit scores are awful, because he and his mom owe a bunch of money and keep going to court, and the court keeps getting delayed because they're both invalids and COVID's happening. And speaking of that, we have since discovered that there's actually another court filing against Barb for her debt, so that's great. Filed on March 30th, which means that Barb owes more money. That's fantastic. The financial crisis, I forget what they call it, financial crisis, still going on, still strong, and Chris wants another car. Just give him $20,000, guys. Let's just give Chris $20,000. What could go wrong? He's just going to back it up into another truck. That's the end of the Chris Chan Weekly Update for this week. You can follow me on Twitter at GiBi_Devin. Make sure to look out for my oncoming series where I talk about the Pickchu comics. I'm working on a much longer Chris Chan video that I hoped would have been done by now, but it's not, and it's not even like a fourth of the way done. That's gonna take a long time. And I'm also working on another very long series in the vein of my Sonichu series from last year that you should look forward to. If you've been keeping up with all of my videos, you might know what that's going to be about.